The Keweena Peninsula juts out into one of the world's largest lakes and largest source of fresh water for the United States.
It's surrounded by Lake Superior on 3 sides.
It's also the land of the Keweena Bay Indian community.
I'm Robin Meneguzzo. I'm the Executive Director of the Keweena Community Foundation.
And my name is Rachel Presley. I'm the Planning Director for the Western UP Planning and Development Region.
Copper Harbor, which we'll go to today, is the furthest town from an interstate in the continental United States. The kind of closeness and the resilience of a group of people that live in remote areas that creates a unique and special aspect.
Over Father's Day weekend in June of 2018, we experienced a 1,000-year flood event. Many of our roads were washed out. We were having difficulty with keeping the bridge down and the connection between Houghton and Hancock. North of the bridge is all of our hospitals and our emergency services vehicles, and those were cut off from the Houghton at the time in the morning. And so that event was declared a national disaster.
So we got a $50,000 rural readiness grant to do some planning and community engagement work. So we brought together people who are really involved and concerned about this challenge that the county is facing to problem solve and say, okay, what would it take? What do we need? What are the biggest issues? What do we want the future to look like? And we basically came together and understood that we really need a centralized place where the equipment and the volunteers and training can happen.
The collaboration that occurred in the community since the Father's Day flood is an incredible opportunity for us to continue to work together to upgrade our infrastructure and increase resilience.
I think that it's really important for us to start thinking regionally and collaborating the UP as a whole.
In late 2023, the U.S. EPA released a $20 million community change grant opportunity.
Rachel and I worked for about 6 months or so on the application, putting together 14 different projects that were going to be serving the region. They were very diverse in the different makeup of them, but I think one of the greatest things that came out of it for me personally, but also organizationally, and I think as a community, was to start thinking about what does a collaborative governance structure look like, and how can we make decisions as a collective instead of all these different individual groups kind of going after things and not really thinking about it as a collective.
Most of my work has really been focused on equity and community-driven projects, and almost all of my projects have been impacted by the change in federal funding. What's at stake with the loss of funding?
Hope or think that doing something regionally is possible. And I think that that's a challenge that really keeps a lot of small and rural communities caught in a vicious cycle.
The economic impacts for not funding these plans at the level that is required is devastating for the community. We could see losses in infrastructure, losses in life, losses of land access, losses of coastal or coastline access. We see losses of habitat. The economic impacts are kind of a cascading effect.
I think there can be a perception rural communities need all this help, and I think that a lot of rural communities have what they need. And I think that's a really important thing, to continue to champion that we do have strengths, we do offer a lot. This country and the world need rural spaces, and those places need these types of opportunities to share their stories.